I want to be very clear, this is not financial or investing advice in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not making any representation that these pieces of cardboard will ever obtain any sort of future value ever. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Chris here with Mayce Collectibles. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week and halfway through our wait for the awesome fight card this weekend between Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa.
I will destroy him. I will hit him so badly.
Cannot wait for that fight. But today, I am bringing to you, by popular demand, a list of 10 fighters that I've compiled who you should... Well, I shouldn't say should collect.
Fucking,
10 fighters that I believe will hold their value. I get asked this question a lot. So I've made a little list of 10 fighters, 10 martial artists that I think are kind of a safe bet. All right, so I've got 10 people, and then I've got 3 honorable mentions. So these aren't in any particular order. They're not in order of, best to collect the worst or anything like that. It's no particular order. Just 10 people that I think are safe bets, and 3 honorable mention wild cards that could have some pretty tasty future potential in the market. We'll see. Anyhow, number 1, Conor McGregor. Key years, literally anything Conor McGregor is a safe bet to collect. Even his 2018 base card, it's crazy. So Conor McGregor, any card that you can think of. Number 2, John Jones. Same thing, any year. We've got to what we've got to understand first and foremost is we're trying to predict something. I'm kind of looking at this like 15 years down the road. We'll say 10 to 20 even. 10 to 20 years down the road, what could happen? I think anything John Jones is going to be a no-brainer to collect, especially anything 2019 Chrome or anything 2009, 2010. Anything in those eras, I think, is going to be a really, really safe bet. And 2021 as well. Whatever comes out with him, assuming that his heavyweight debut goes successfully, which I imagine it will, it's going to be huge. Number 3, George St. Pierre. Of course, GSP, a legend. Even people who are new to the sport today, he gets talked about enough that people still know who he is. He may even fight again. Who knows? I kind of hope he doesn't personally. Just in case he loses. But anyhow, George St. Pierre, again, I think literally any year with him. Of course, probably the older the better, but it doesn't always seem to be the case, but the market can change a lot. But I think anything George St. Pierre is going to be a pretty safe bet. Number 4, Royce Gracie. He's so undervalued right now that it's insane to me. He should be far and away the most valuable card to collect. Memorabilia, you name it, he's not. But in time, I think that could change. Number 5, Lyoto Machida. I mentioned in yesterday's video, there are some crazy serious Lyoto Machida collectors out there, especially anything from 2009 to 2015. It's crazy. If you've got a 1-to-1 of any sort of Lyoto Machida, I know a guy who will take it instantly. So there's a big market for Lyoto Machida. He's a legend of the sport. He was awesome to watch. If you don't know who he is, familiarize yourself. But I think he's another safe bet as well, and that one is based off of just past market performance. Number 6, Zhang Weili, or Weili Zhang, depending on what day of the week it is. 2020 for her, knockout, her true rookie came out. Flagship has a rookie card as well. Both of those, I think, have very serious potential, but the reason I have her in the top, or in the 10 list instead of the honorable mentions list, is because she's already won the title. So I think she's a safe bet. I don't think we have to worry so much about her future performance. She's the first Chinese champion, etc. So she's got a lot of weight behind what she's already accomplished. So I think anything with her is going to be very smart to collect. Number 7, Khabib Nurmagomedov. I think he kind of speaks for himself as well. Surprisingly, some of his cards don't go for very much and others go for an insane amount. So it really just depends. But I think in time, Khabib is, when he retires, especially if he retires after these next 2 fights, undefeated, I think that he'll really cement his legacy within the UFC and within the MMA community, and his cards should for sure hold their value. So I think he's a great investment. And remember, before any of these people, and buy cards of the, the player or the fighter that you like. That's going to be most important always. Is just go after that first. Don't get into cards strictly to try to make money. I'm telling you that you should not do that. Number 8, CM Punk.
It's just like, listen, I'm pretty resilient to this dumb shit, but oh my God.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? There's so many fighters to choose from, and you choose CM Punk. I mentioned this before in the beginning collectors video. Anybody who is popular in cross sport, CM Punk was really popular in pro wrestling. I don't watch it, so I don't know what it's called, WCW or WWF. That's what it was when I watched it back in the day. But anybody who does that and crosses over, a lot of times they have a massive following compared to even just the stars within the UFC alone, just because of how much broader of an audience that they reach. And I'm telling you that in my experience, anything CM Punk, especially autos, I can't hang on to them. I have people reaching out to me asking for CM Punk, and every time somebody buys something, they tell me that they're his biggest fan, so on and so forth. I don't really know anything about the guy outside of the UFC, to be honest with you, but it seems quite clear that his cards, I don't know if I would go looking for them, but if you have them, I don't think hanging on to them is a bad idea whatsoever. Number 9, Justin Gaethje. Anything with Gaethje, 2018 Chrome, obviously a great card to have for Justin Gaethje. And then 2021, depending on the outcome, if he wins this title, the future upside could be relatively large. But I think Justin Gaethje, I mean, most everybody loves him. He's a familiar name. He's going to be a familiar name for years and years to come, even if he stops fighting. So I think he's also a safe bet. And number 10, Tony Ferguson. He does not fetch very much value right now. Even his autos don't hardly fetch any value, which is surprising because he's so popular. But again, I think we're in the infancy stages of the MMA trading card market, and people like Tony Ferguson, these massive names, are really gonna, in time, assuming that UFC cards take off like other sports cards, which it appears to be, and hopefully that trajectory continues. If that happens, of course, big household names like Tony Ferguson are going to be sought after. People going back, that's who they watched when they first got into MMA. There's a lot of people getting into MMA right now, so their first heroes, so to speak, in the sport are, the Gaethje, Ferguson, Khabib, Conor, these mainstream people. So if they go back to collect, when they get older or this or that, and they're trying to complete sets, those are the names that they're going to be after first. So I can't imagine Tony Ferguson, though right now not being catching a great value. In the future, I would imagine he very much will. And that's a great thing too, is, whenever you can find future value in something that's cheap now, that's great, because if you're trying to build your collection now, you can do it for cheap, and there's not a lot of threat of a downside. All right, moving on to honorable mentions. I've got 3 of them. Now, the honorable mention category means that, they're an honorable mention, but also that it's kind of a roll of the dice. These are my risky picks. I think that these cards will either go through the roof again, or they're not going to be worth anything. So we say 5 years down the road, these 3 fighters, in my opinion, will either be worth a tremendous amount of money or hardly anything at all. It just depends on what happens. Number 1, Sean O'Malley. Now, everybody and their brother was on the Sean O'Malley bandwagon, and if you weren't, you still wanted to watch him fight. He talked a lot of mess. He got beat. He pretended he didn't get beat. Yada, yada. That's fine. I love watching him fight. But here's my point. Everybody's a hater now that he lost. The kid is super young. He's got at least a decade left in the UFC, assuming he can be healthy. If you don't think that if he wins a couple fights that everybody's not going to be back on the Sean O'Malley bandwagon, you're out of your mind. You're absolutely out of your mind. His autographed rookie card was going for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. His unsigned rookie card was going for an insane amount of money until he lost. So I'm not selling mine. I have several that I'm just sitting on. I think that if he can stay healthy and if he can keep winning, his future potential is going to be through the roof. His cards already went through the roof on the hype before his first loss to Cheeto Vera. So that's my opinion. If he loses again, or obviously if he derails, his card isn't going to be worth anything. which is, you know, true for anybody, obviously. But with Sean O'Malley, I think he definitely fits in the honorable mention category of either potential huge upside or you're going to waste a lot of money. Next up, Macy Barber. Macy Barber, kind of the same thing. She's young. She's got at least a decade left, assuming she can keep that knee healthy. She was getting massive hype, her rookie card going for hundreds prior to getting, you know, that loss to Roxanne Modafferi, which you can call it a fluke. I mean, she tore her ACL or something and, you know, still fought. Sean O'Malley probably could have taken something from that. But anyhow, her hype train didn't even get derailed. So people still love her. She's getting healthy. She gets back in there. She wants to be the youngest champ, so on and so forth. But she's got a ton of time left, and everybody loves her. I think Macy Barber, and her cards have come way down since she lost and since she hasn't been fighting. She's in rehab, you know, and her name isn't being blasted all over the media. The hype train kind of slowed down, so you can scoop her cards up for a much, much better price than you could a few months ago. However, I do think with a couple W's, those prices are going to go even higher, and I think we have for sure, especially if she wins, we have for sure not even come close to seeing the height of the Macy Barber card prices, which is very good news. And then finally, honorable mention, Amanda Ribas. I think she's in the same boat as Macy Barber. She's got a huge following. People really love her. She's a young star. She's got a lot of time left ahead of her, and she's got a massive future upside potential, assuming she can keep winning and staying in the limelight. It looks very much like the ESPN and UFC both want to push her a lot, so that's great news, assuming she can win. So if you can pick up her rookie cards, I would highly suggest doing that. And you can pick that up at a 2020 knockout. I believe Macy Barber is from 19 and O'Malley is from 2018 if you're looking for those rookie cards. I know there's plenty more that I have not mentioned. So if you guys enjoyed this and you want another one, I'll give you another 10 or, you know, some more fighters that I think are definitely worth collecting. So don't get angry in the comments and say, you didn't mention so on and so forth, because to be honest,
I don't give a f***.
I'll make a new video and cover anybody I missed if y'all want to see it. And also stay tuned and watch for, I have been getting messages about what products to collect, so I'll probably make like maybe a top 5 list or a list of 5 key products of UFC cards that I would personally collect for future value reasons. But that's going to do it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Again, let me know what you think about any of the fighters or anybody that you'd like to see me cover next, or key years or key dates, or any kind of questions you have at all regarding UFC cards. I'd be happy to try and answer them for you. Friendly reminder, if you have the Daniel Cormier red chrome autograph from 2019, please contact me, or the 2019 chrome John Jones red or black non-signed, please let me know. You can find my available products on MacyCollectibles.com or Mayce Collectibles on eBay. I really appreciate you guys stopping by today. Got a big fight this weekend, a couple more sleeps, and we're there. Let me know anything else you guys want to see down in the comments. Appreciate you so much. Till next time, take care.